My first day working at AWS, I got pulled into a room with David Richardson, who was the new GM of EBS, our block service, Raju Gulabani, my boss, ran database services, and Charlie Bell, who ran all of infrastructure and development. So the prior week, there had been this major outage at AWS, and David was in there talking about his plan to fix things. So I go into the room, and they hand out this document, and everyone's sitting there quietly reading. And then, about 15 minutes later, everyone's finished, and they all just start asking questions, both clarifying questions about what was going on, as well as, answers to his questions, as well as, opinions on what maybe they would change in the approach. And that's the center of Amazon's narrative culture. Pretty much any decision of consequence there, whether to build a new service, how to price, how to name something, whether to promote, pretty much everything goes through a narrative process where it's a 6-page document. You go into a room and everyone reads it quietly, and then they answer you. They ask you questions and you answer them. You don't present your document because presumably the presentation is right there in the narrative itself. The narrative is also intended to be neutral in tone, not with a lot of superlatives, but factual in nature. Think of it as like a commercial loan document. You don't talk about how awesome the the person you're lending to is. You just talk about the facts on the table. So after David finished, Charlie Bell gave him some advice that I've taken away with me for the subsequent 8 years I spent at AWS, which was a narrative is by definition a story, but it's a very particular type of story. It's a murder mystery, and in the murder mystery, it starts off with a crime and a setting and some suspects and some clues, and then inexorably through the story arc from the crime to the clues, you end up at a solution. And so all narratives really should follow that pattern. And even if you don't operate inside a narrative culture, 6-pagers, all of that, I think that's a useful lesson from Charlie that you can carry forward in your PowerPoint documents, your emails even. Start with the problem, describe the different things that might be out there, describe how you come to the decision, what the different possibilities are, and then give your recommendation. But the reason you're in this conversation is to get input from the people reading, not simply to provide them communication. If that's all the purpose, you don't need a narrative. You just need to send a doc offline, an email or something like that. You shouldn't waste people's online times there with you.